left, nothing safe, not even a crust. All aboard for a fat boy trip, and you can call me captain. Don't forget the paper plates and the stack of napkins. P-I-C-C-A, P-A-R-T-Y. P-I-C-C-A, P-A-R-T-Y. Pizza party, pizza party. Gonna have a good time. Pizza party, pizza party. Have a sip of red wine. Yeah.
Ciao, paisans! Woo! Happy Valentine's Day! Oh, yes, look at you. You gussied yourself up tonight. You're looking, let me see. Good, good, good. Little Aquanet, you're looking nice. Smelling nice. What do you have going on this evening? Oh, well, thank you for putting aside a little bit of time tonight to join me, Joey Royale, on Joey Royale's Pizza Party, February 2024 edition, all here to celebrate this, a beautiful tome. Look at that. I love you, baby. Nice to see you, all of you. How have you been? Oh, I'm having a good Valentine's Day. I had about 2 pounds of Toblerone, and then my Gumati, she cooked me about 4 lobsters upstairs to be nice. God bless her. Little does she know, I'm highly allergic to shellfish. So hopefully we can get through this show without me dropping before they stick the EpiPen in my thigh. Let's get right to business, because holy cow, do I have a show for you this evening. Zine Quest. It's that beautiful time of year again where we celebrate all the interesting creators in the basement labs cooking up all sorts of weird stuff under that third-party license. Hopefully you'll get some inspiration and put some of your ideas to paper. Of course, we got the Neon Lord tonight. Dr. Metal, what a good guy. His mother's in town, so he's going to be hanging out with her, having a little Valentine's Day meal with Mama. And then Luscious Levi, sending out some love to you as well. But of course, we got the Neon Lord with us. We got my buddy Mark Manchester. We got my buddy Josh Yoder. And then my friend, my good friend Greg Setliff is scheduled to be on tonight. Well, he was scheduled. He told me that he had to do Valentine's with his wife, but I see in the green room, somebody with their cameras off are logged in under his name. Elena, I don't know what's going on with that, but I guess when it's time, we'll let whoever that is. Hopefully Greg is having a good time with his wife and not getting hacked. But we'll see what happens with that. Anything could happen here on the Pizza Party. I've spoken enough about the introduction. Let's get into the Crypt of Cool. All right, all this Joey Royale introduction stuff is going to be fast forward because I want to see my zine makers tonight. But hey, let me check in with you. I told you last time I was doing Sailors on the Starless Sea. Look at that. Look at the hardcover with the foil. Oh, my God. And the Doug and the Harley and all the beautiful stuff. I was playing with a bunch of 4th and 5th graders. We play once or twice a week for about an hour each. They come to me. We have lunch and recess right in the conference room. I said, hey, get out. I'm busy. No meetings. So I got 8 kids playing. Oh, my God. None of them have played before. This is their first exposure. In the first 5 minutes, we had piles of paper ripped up on the floor. You want to be a big shot and make fun of the plantier? He's going to come after you and rip you apart. But it was so amazing. They get inside the keep, right? And one of the players, my friend Amelia, this little girl, 4th grade, she's got a cow. And she goes, hey, this says I'm a scribe. So I probably worked around priests, right? She goes, can I bless this cow and make it a holy cow? I said, Amelia, you do anything you want. That's amazing. Holy cow. So we got a holy cow, right? They get through the door and the beast men are trying to get them. They got a hole. She goes, hold on. I'm gonna milk the holy cow. She milks the holy cow and throws the holy milk at the beast men, and and all of the players got a free round while they were dazed with the holy milk because they can't. Listen, you want to get inspired, you want to learn how to write an adventure or run an adventure, play with a bunch of kids because they're just uninhibited. It's amazing the stuff they come up with. So that's my team. Big shout out to the killer crew there. I got this in the mail and I can't put it down. This gets the Chef's Kiss Award for February. You ready? I'm telling you, this thing is amazing. I seriously can't put it down. Every night before I go to bed, boom, pow, right in the face. Look at this. Completely unfathomable for DCC. This is a work of genius by Jason Schultes and Paul Wolf. This thing is out. It's crazy, but it makes sense. So you're not like, everybody says Gonzo, Gonzo, Gonzo. No, not Gonzo. This is just amazing and cool and weird. But you know what it is underneath it all? Fun. Not often do you just open up a book and say, boy, I bet the people that made this had a really good time running and making this. So if you want something really fun for your table that's going to last you, look at that. That you're going to get some good play out of that. Great value, completely unfathomable. All right, look at that, man. This looks great in a black light, too. It's like I stole it from the Neon Lord special room. So I got that, completely unfathomable. I'm always going to push this because this has given me a history lesson every single day when I read one passage from it. I'm really making this one last. My buddy Stu Horvath, big shout out to the Vintage RPG podcast with him and Hambone. Monsters, Aliens, and Holes in the Ground. This is the quintessential, the complete history of, look, I just opened up of role-playing games. Randomly and on brand, look at that. Pow, Bullwinkle and Rocky. The role-playing game. This got everything in it, from the big guys to the little guys and everything in between. Nice little college course for you there. What's some other stuff? Hey, all right, we're getting a little business-oriented here, but we're maturing here at the pizza party, right? We're talking Zine Quest. We got the guests we're selling stuff. This is something I've been digging into that I really like. A little business-oriented, but Find Your Why by Simon Sinek. I first learned about Simon. He's got a very famous TED Talk about Find Your Why in the Golden Circle. But this is really about, corporations and business leaders and all that. But this big red quote, and this is the gist of the whole book. Look at this to you. And I'm going to replace the word company with something more attuned to us. The opportunity is not to discover the perfect game experience for ourselves. The opportunity is to build the perfect gaming experience for each other. Think about that. We got a beautiful community here, and we're never going to let that go. All right? These ripples will last forever. Everything you do becomes part of that brother and sisterhood that is DCC. So it's very important. I'm going to get into that, the whole brotherhood, sisterhood thing in a minute. But here's another cool thing I picked up for $1. And I'll give you a little inkling as to what's going on in Fairhaven as well. The Handbook of Psychic Discoveries. How to discover your own psychic powers in hundreds of experiments you can do at home. And just today, I learned how to tune into plants at a distance. So I'll be talking to the begonias this spring. So that's some fun stuff there. Some stuff for you to check out. Oh, I can't forget this. So, I got Ninja City going on right now on the Kickstarter. Thank you very much. It's going really well. And I thank you for all the shout outs and the support. And one of the biggest pushes when it comes to Ninja City stems from, in addition to Gen Con, a beautiful Christmas present I got from my brother upstate, the Neon Lord. Ladies and gentlemen, not to brag, but I just may happen to be a card-carrying member of Ameridote, New Mexico. I've been promoted to black belt. Thank you very much. This is beautiful. This is going up. Master Ken, I'm one of the crew now. I am now able to practice kill face, neck break, dance of death, and 100 ways to attack the groin. So if I see you, make sure you don't jump up behind me and scare me, because I may, might not be good. Okay? The carpet will run red with sauce. All right. Ooh, wisdom check. I want to get to the guests, but here we go. I took my daughter to this absolutely amazing art store here in Connecticut. There's the Lime Academy, which is a very well-known, I believe it's known for its impressionism in the classes they do there. But there's also, for Christmas, Santa got her a gift card to the gift shop there, and it's a gorgeous art store. It's like kind of like Hogwarts. But I picked up randomly this book, The Art Spirit, 85th edition. This thing has been going on, by Robert Henry. And this has been extremely inspiring. Now, Robert was a very prolific and celebrated post-impressionist, and he wrote this at the request of his students. There's a lot of great art theory, but philosophy in general, and I picked out a couple of things that I want to share with you as my friends. Are you ready? Yeah, no, it's not ringworm, all right? Just coming down to the Mozzarella Mausoleum, there was a couple. That's for another time. All right, here's what Robert and Rye has to say. Know what the old masters did. Know how they composed their pictures. But do not fall into the conventions they establish. These conventions were right for them. And they are wonderful. They made their language. Now you make yours. They can help you. All the past can help you. Okay? Very important. You might become enamored. For years, I was so enamored with Johnny Cash and Nick Cave that when I had my bands, every song that I made was basically just a ripoff. And it wasn't until a little bit later where I had to figure out, wait a second, this is not my voice. These guys influence me, but I'm not them. Don't live like them because you won't live long. All right? But also don't try to copy them. Bake that into your sauce. Okay? You can never emulate your mother's sauce 100%, but you can get close to it. And then there's one more part I want to read to you that I really love. This is the main dish. Okay? It's Zine Quest. Everybody's stressed out. Am I going to make my goal? Will the world make fun of me? Will I get 1 star on drive-through? Who's that knucklehead that's going to sit there and try to assassinate you with that 1-star rating and keep you up at night? Forget about them. They don't matter. Don't worry about the rejections, Henry says. Everybody that's good has gone through it. Don't let it matter if your works are not accepted at once. The better or more personal you are, the less likely they are of acceptance. Did you hear that? The better or more personal you are, the less likely they are of acceptance. Just remember that the object of painting pictures or writing stuff or drawing stuff is not simply to get them in exhibitions or on a podcast. He doesn't say that, I did. It's all very fine to have your pictures hung, but you are painting for yourself, not for the jury. I had many years of rejections. Do some great work, son. I love this part. Now, this is where you have to listen. Don't try to paint good landscapes. Try to paint canvases that will show you how interesting landscape looks to you. Your pleasure in the thing. Your pleasure in the thing. Oh, man. That was inspiring to read. I got one more thing for you. I pulled your card of the week today, just for you. I said, oh, great hum. Oh, my ascot's all sideways. Oh, great hum. What message do you have to all my friends in Spaghetti Land? And this was the great hum that I received back from the Garbage Pail Kids tarot set. Today, this is a great one, too. Man, it all works together. Synchronicity, folks. The Ace of Coins. You see wrinkled Rita's hand holding the coin? The Ace of Coins, and this is what it says. I love this. Listen, please. This is for you. You're never too old to start a new project. Even if you're as long as in the tooth as Ancient Annie / Wrinkled Rita. The Ace of Coins represents the beginning stages of a venture that has major money-making potential. This could refer to a new job, investment, or business partnership that could take you to new heights. Keep your eyes open for your golden opportunity. and then we pour a little bit of Joey Royale sauce on it. And perhaps it's not necessarily wealth in the financial sense. Maybe you're about to embark on a adventure that brings you great internal joy, because that's where the real riches are, isn't it? That's where the real riches are. All right, enough of that. How we doing so far? It's 8:15. Let's bring him in, Elena. Let me see my buddy, the Toxic Wasteland.
Joey,
What's up?
perhaps.
How you doing?
Good. Perhaps the riches were the friends we made along the way.
Oh,
You never know, right?
the Lenny to my Squiggy. I love you.
That is true.
Pops. Happy Valentine's Day.
Happy Valentine's Day. The holiday for lovers. And what's more iconic than two households, both alike in dignity, in fair Verona, where we lay our scene, right?
Oh.
The greatest of all, Romeo and Juliet. But
yeah.
When you think of Valentine's Day movies and iconic duos of couples, what comes to mind for you?
For me?
Yeah, let's see. What's your pick?
Well, I would say Winnie Cooper and Kevin Arnold.
Okay, I was thinking Mickey and Mallory Knox. Let's go, Natural Born Killers.
Yeah. Okay, I see where you're going.
Oliver Stone's, I would say, the man's greatest film, written by QT, Quentin Tarantino himself. I couldn't find my copy, unfortunately, so I didn't get to bring it. But so I brought a replacement. Let's talk a little Cemetery Man then.
Oh boy, you're on a roll tonight, buddy.
Was it what Bellamore?
Wonderful
Italian name, like In Love and in Death. Very, very deep cut. If you want to talk about like Valentine's Day, love, death, and then like all the bodies get buried in the cemetery, come back to life as zombies. And then he's all in love with this girl that like she dies like 5 times. Don't want to spoil it. It's a fantastic movie. I know somebody just re-released it on DVD. This one was hard to find. It's a weird old Best Buy copy, but like they just re-released it on 4K, I believe. Oh, who put it out? I can't remember, but highly recommend. It's based on Dylan Dog, the Italian comic strip, which is still in print today, as I went to the motherland and grabbed some copies myself out of the Italian grocery stores. Rupert Everett, fantastic movie though. Like it changed my life. Like it was a huge HBO.
Really?
Oh yeah, it was huge on HBO in the 90s. They played Cemetery Man over and over. It's an awful name for a fantastic movie. I highly recommend it though.
I'm going to take you up on it. I saw it a long time ago, but I got to revisit. I got a couple of Dylan Dogs that a friend gave me. So
very excellent.
Yeah.
And then to top it off, I got 2. So so you got the one for the ladies. You got the Cemetery Man. The ultimate Valentine's Day movie. You got to go with Predator, right? What's more Valentine's Day than the greatest movie ever made? And then to top it all off, you got the candle lit. The lights are low. What are you going to put on? What's the record of choice?
Are you asking me or are you going to tell me?
Well, I'm going to tell you. I'm going to ask you first, though.
Oh, that would be Excitable Boy by Warren Zevon.
No, it is Be a Man by Macho Man Randy Savage.
I stand corrected.
And you are good to go.
There is really only one answer to that, Neon Lord, and you are correct. Be a Man by Randy Poffo.
Yeah. So
Beautiful.
That is the ultimate Valentine's Day package from the Neon Lord.
Boy, the neon lady is a lucky lady indeed. Big shout out to Miss Abby.
She'll appreciate it for sure.
Hey, you got something. You got some big news for tomorrow.
Yep.
Why don't you share that with the crew? I'm proud of you.
Tomorrow is another ravioli for Randy. I fired the old guy because he just wasn't hacking it. But no, Joey left the show. He's a busy man in his real life, and that's understandable. He'll come back someday, I'm sure.
I'm on hiatus. I didn't leave the show.
Yeah,
I'm on
hiatus. That's a good call. He's on a sabbatical. And then
that's nice. Yeah.
And then John Hambo McGuire is taking up the mantle. And as first duty on the job, we actually interviewed Jim Wynorski of I can't think of the name of the movie. Well, I know Munchie, obviously. Return of the Swamp Thing, Death Stalker 2, and Chopping Mall.
Chopping Mall.
I couldn't think of Chopping Mall.
Yeah.
So so I ended up talking to him, and I was like, well, how about an interview? He's like, I'll give you 10 minutes, kid. You know, like the Hollywood shuffle. So then I'm like, all right, that's fine. He's like, just I got one stipulation. Just don't ask me anything everybody's already asked me before. So it's like, oh, okay. So I was like, well, I was just gonna talk about Munchie. He's like, oh, well, in that case, so we beat him off with a stick. It was like 40 minutes later. We're like,
Awesome.
okay, all right, go to bed. It's late. I get it, but yeah. So it's very, very good. It's an awesome interview, and we're gonna air it. The show's live, but it's a pre-recorded interview because
Yeah.
When I was trying to set up the dates, he's like, "Well, I'll do it tomorrow, 5 o'clock," and I was like, "Well, that's not how it works." But
But hey, you created Munchie, so
yeah. So I was like, "All right, we'll figure it out."
so it's a 40-minute interview,
It's about 35, 40 minutes.
which is pretty good, but it's not the 5-hour interview literally you had with Games with Dave. Dave Townsend, how are you, buddy? Great show
chat.
over there. And listen, you mentioned John Hambone McGuire, one of the greatest hearts in this world. Hambone, we love you. We got to have you on here. If you don't know John Hambone McGuire, look him up. He's part of half of the duo of the Vintage RPG podcast. 3-2-1 Action, a great creator, a great mind, and a great friend of the show.
Yeah, he is fantastic. He was my pick. I wanted to know like who's gonna replace Joey on this sabbatical when he goes to Africa to find himself. And then
The radical sabbatical.
Yeah, exactly. And then so I was like, yep, it's only one man that could fill those shoes, and he's a Hambone.
Well, I'm proud of you, and I can't wait to tune in tomorrow.
Thank you, appreciate it.
Your interview. That's going to be awesome.
Yeah, it's going to be very cool.
We got some cool stuff coming up, man. We got 3 new friends. Well, friends. They're not necessarily new, but new to the show. A couple of returning guests. They're going to be with us. And you can find the Neon Lord, Hambone, and I behind the booth at TotalCon in Marlborough, Massachusetts. Not this weekend, but the weekend after. What's the date, Bride? The 20?
Oh, man. Maron, you get me on the spot. I'm not good with the dates.
It's like mid-20s, whatever.
Yeah,
whatever
it's like 23rd, 22nd, 23rd, 24th, and 25th. We will be in beautiful downtown Marlborough,
Massachusetts. So
off the 90.
Yeah. So we'll all be there. Brian's got the Goodman booth. I'll be selling my Get Haunted, and Hambone's going to be selling his stuff too. It's going to be a great time. A lot of friends going to be visiting us there. So check it out if you're in Marlborough, Massachusetts. TotalCon's a great convention.
I probably should. Yeah, the Goodman booth will be there. Yeah, that's right. I should probably promote that on the Goodman channel.
Yeah. And pack your car. All right.
Yeah.
All right. Elena, how are you? Happy Valentine's Day. Thank you for all that you do for us and every other awesome stream on this channel. You're a gift to us. How about Mr. Mark Manchester? Are you with us, sir?
I am.
Mark, how are you, pal? Nice to see you, and welcome to the pizza party. How you doing?
I am well, sir. How are you?
I'm doing well.
This is amazing. I can't believe I'm here.
Oh, I can't believe all the way from the cheese world of Wisconsin to join us. You're the Parmesan of the evening.
True story.
So, Mark, I sent out the bat signal. I said, hey, if you're making a zine, reach out to Joy Royale. You come on the show. Mark was one of the first to respond. And, man, he's cooking up a bunch of stuff. Mark, for right now, tell us about what's going to be coming out next.
We got end of February 27th, we are doing our first Kickstarter. It's a DCC adventure for second level characters.
Okay.
It is called From Out of Nowhere, and it leans heavy into all things demon worshipping and feral hyenas and chaos lords and all that kind of good stuff. It was the brainchild of a guy by the name of Paul Baumeister, who he's in our chat right now. Hi, Paul. How you doing?
All right. Hi, Paul.
He was DMing. We were playing that other game, that popular 5th edition of a game. Great adventure. We had a lot of fun with it, and we thought, you know what? I think there's some other people that might enjoy this as well. So, we put together the Dark Council, formed Wayward Studios, and here we go.
So I sit down at the table. All right. I
Yep.
got my elf. What kind of trouble is he going to get into?
Oh, he's going to get into a lot of trouble. Yeah, without giving away too much, it starts out. It starts out simple. It's a bunch of gnolls are ravaging some rural settlements, and the heroes are gonna investigate and figure out what's what.
Awesome.
From there, it kind of spirals out of control. Turns out there might be some more nefarious entities pulling the strings behind these gnolls. Might be a chaos lord in the mix. And this is just arc one of a 3-arc set of modules that we're doing. So it starts out small. There's a ancient woods, right out of a Tolkien world.
Yes.
More investigation into the woods. It's kind of a mixing of a hex crawl with a dungeon crawl. And who knows, it'll probably culminate in some extra dimensional shenanigans.
Naturally, it's DCC.
Gotta go somewhere.
So what is your relationship with DCC? How are you converted, or were you? Was it? It's not. I'm guessing this is not your first rodeo.
Well, so first of all, I'm just one of the brainchilds behind Wayward Studios. There's 4 of us that are plotting and brewing and doing all kinds of things, but we all are high school friends. We've known each other. I'm in my 50s, and I have been gaming with these knuckleheads since high school. And
That's awesome.
Yeah, and it's been kind of like a nonstop terror ride, of adventure and whatnot. And I've played everything. If there's a game, I played it.
Yeah.
And DCC was on my radar, but it wasn't. I was like, okay, I'll check that out when I get a chance to check that out. And then 2022, so not so long ago, happened to be at this little convention. You may have heard of Gen Con.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. And they had they were selling their book, $10. I was like, wow.
I know, it's insane. Yeah.
And so I got the book. The art immediately sucked me in. I see Mr. McDevitt's in the chat. Brad, I love your stuff. We've had conversations. We might be seeing some of his work in our work. So
okay. All right.
Wait. But I read the books, and the book was it was a throwback. It was like a trip down memory lane, being able to see this. So I was like, oh, I told my crew, I was like, this is what we're playing now. So it's been full steam ahead ever since.
This sounds like a classic.
Yeah.
You are leading into the classic. What was one of your favorite early adventures as a young gamer that really sticks with you to this day?
For me, and so there's all kinds of the old ones and stuff, but A3, Area of the Slave Lords.
Oh yeah, that comes up a lot.
And the reason it was because it was the first time I ran an adventure where the party wasn't fighting a bunch of monsters. They were fighting another group of leveled, classed characters, and it was horrific. I loved it. It was great. The entire A series was great, and right on into the Against the Giants and the Demon Queen of the Web Pits and the Descent into the Drow stuff. It was just great stuff.
That goes back to the point of the beginning of the show. Go back, be a student, and pull what sets you on fire from those. Don't rewrite them. We got a million of those, but pull that magic.
And that's what I've been doing with a lot of, ever since I kind of got back into or started exploring DCC and back into Appendix N. I've been checking out all the old books that I read as a kid. And I wanted to give a real big shout out to a series of books.
Yeah.
So there was a series of books by Robert Adams.
I got my pen. Go ahead.
Called The Horse Clans. I don't know if you can see that.
Oh, okay.
There we are.
Robert Adams.
This guy, this is book 9, Billy the Axe. I fell in love with this character. I I can't tell you how many fantasy characters I made that were named Billy the Axe, and they wielded a huge axe because that's what he did. And then in high school, every desk I was at, I would write Billy the Axe or Billy Kicks Axe on the desk.
That's awesome. That's
And,
great.
And of course, I had one of the other members of the Dark Council, Andy Patch. He would, we were high school buddies, so he was going to war, and he would write, Billy sucks axe, and so it was a battle. So I had to have a sweatshirt made that just said Billy the Axe on it.
Man,
it was a whole thing with this guy.
that's awesome.
But it was a book series. I mean, they're totally pulpy, science fantasy, but I loved them.
How about any in the chat? Anybody in the chat has ever heard of or read Billy the Axe? That's really cool. Hey, Mark, you're going to stick around for a little bit, can you?
Yes, sir.
Can you just before we move on to our next guest, can you give us a little taste of that 3-letter jam that you and your pals are working on as well?
Absolutely. So, and and my guys that are watching right now, they don't know that I'm going to announce this, but I'm going to announce it anyhow.
Let's go.
So, we have been, you are, a fan of Mr. David Beatty.
Of course.
Just an outstanding human being and quite honestly, an outstanding role-playing game writer. We are currently, absolutely enthralled with Weird Frontiers.
Yeah.
And we thought, wow, we could use the DCC mechanics like Mr. Beatty did and create our own environment, our own genre. And what better genre to pick for us than horror movies from the 70s and 80s. So
Dun-dun!
we are going to be launching, hopefully next year, horror cinema classics, and that is going to be an entire, hopefully standalone. As long as Mr. Goodman gives us the go ahead, a standalone game. Total homage to the 70s and 80s horror flicks that we all grew up on and were probably too young to watch at the time. But yeah, that's our big project that we've been plugging away at.
This is Neon Lords and my bread and butter. Neon Lord, what would be on your wish list for something like that?
Well, Dawn of the Dead original, obviously, right? Like, I moved my schedule around to put a con in Monroeville just to go to Monroeville.
Awesome. Awesome. Is that coming up, Brian? Is that going to be on the calendar?
It's in October, yeah.
Wonderful. Your Mecca.
Gotta go. Again,
Great.
I've been there, but yeah. Yeah, I mean, Dawn of the Dead, Texas Chainsaw.
Yeah.
Hills Have Eyes, like all the classics.
Night of the Creeps. We were just talking about Night of the Creeps.
Yeah, Night of the Creeps. Monster
Mark,
Squad.
what's one of your favorite 70s, 80s classics?
So I've been poring over John Carpenter's works just because, he's the master. Prince of Darkness is awesome. I love that movie.
Nice choice.
Yeah. But, I mean, hard to compete with The Thing.
You got a couple of head nods, positive head nods from Neon. That's a pretty hard thing to do.
I mean, John Carpenter's from where I live.
That's right.
Yeah,
he's not hometown, but right. Yeah, he's
just amazing stuff. So
and his synth stuff is awesome too.
Fantastic.
Look at me, I'm a mess over here. All right. So as I prepare myself, Mark, we're going to bring on our next guest. If you'll stick around, and please feel free to contribute. I got to get nice because this next guy is sharp. This guy is real sharp. We're going to have so much neon going on here between the Neon Lord and our next guest that we might just get a sunburn. Ladies and gentlemen, all the way from the mean streets of Delaware, Mr. Josh Yoder. My man, how you doing? Hey, you're muted. I want to hear that beautiful bearded voice of yours.
I'm doing good. I'm doing good, Joey.
How are you, buddy? Twice in a week. I'm a lucky man.
I know. I'm blessed. Hey, Joey, do you ever listen?
Ever listen?
To The Sound of the World.
Ooh.
It sounds kind of like Dick Dale, and that's what I'm here to talk about today.
Let's go. This guy's ready to rock. I can go upstairs and eat. Josh, take over the show. He's ready to rock and roll.
Yeah, I'm here to talk about
Go ahead, you beautiful son of a gun. Tell me about Tell me about your project. I'm excited, man. Me and the Neon Lord are psyched for this one.
Yeah, I'm here to talk about H2O Apocalypse. So, everyone's here to party like it's 1974. Well, it's time to party like it's 1977. And yeah, we're putting the Punkin Zine. What we're doing is we're playing pirate punks searching for junk on basically floating surfboards. You're fighting ninjas. You're fighting dinosaurs. You're fighting robots, rogue AI. The mystery in there is based on Mystery Science Theater called Murder Mystery Splasher 4000. So it's a big callback. And the whole thing's just chock full of just awesome tables to be used for pretty much anything. I was actually talking to my buddy the other day for WHPA. I don't know if anybody else had this, but we had a public access guy named Tinks Vidream here in the Wilmington, Philadelphia region. And he would show like all the music videos you weren't allowed to watch on MTV.
Yeah.
And there's a whole punk name generator in there to like name punk bands and to like name yourself. Stuff like Joey Coca-Cola, probably one of my favorite names. That's from Driller Killer. But like, I
love Driller Killer. One of the first movies I watched with my wife when we started dating.
Oh, yeah, it's great. It's great. And I thought Tony Coca-Cola was such a cool character. So I tried to like base a lot of those names, kind of give that kind of similar vibe. So you can just roll them up and you'll get these like, crazy random cool names. Or
amazing. So now there's tell me the connection. This is a DCC, right?
Mm-hmm.
But there is a connection to Neon Lords of the Toxic Wasteland. Brian, did you know about this?
Yeah, I'm working on it with him.
Oh, all right.
I got my hands.
There's a whole conspiracy. Mark, you and I have to stick together. I think we're gonna get outnumbered. What's the story here, you knuckleheads?
Well, I'm just doing the layout part of it. It's all him on that.
All right. Tell me about this, Yoda.
Well, you get two classes. You get the Hydropunk for DCC and then the Hydropunk for Neon Lords of the Toxic Wasteland.
What does the Hydropunk do?
So the Hydropunk, they have something called a Hydro Board. It uses old Atlantean tech crystals. Atlanteans, they showed up when the world ended. Big flood happened, and the rich people built these huge spire towers. And they only let certain people live there. Well, the Atlanteans showed up and they said, let's help these ill-gotten people out. And they gave us all their tech and all their knowledge, and they helped us use these crystals. They said you can't use the crystals to make weapons. So of course, what do? We use the crystals to make weapons. So the Atlanteans get out of Dodge, they leave everything behind, and because of that, they have these crystals that people started putting on top of boards to make these things called hydro boards. As a hydropunk, you're a surf punk pirate. You ride these hydro boards, you raid the spire ships, and you're out there to stick it to the big guy that's keeping the little guys down. You're delivering supply crates to the outer barges. You're searching for junk, which the junk lords use to make different things to help people out. The filtration systems are going down. The spires have everything, so the outer barges need that extra help. The vibe is similar to when I tell people, it's like Waterworld meets Tank Girl meets Firefly. And it's kind of like the whole vibe.
Crazy. I love this. Look, we got Mark Manchester, who's going golden classic, and then we got Josh Yoder, who's it's like the pinata explodes and it's filled with hornets. There's a little something for everybody here on this DCC buffet. That's what I love about this. Well done to both of you. That's awesome, man. And congratulations. You're funded, right?
Oh, yeah. Completely funded within 5 hours.
Wow. Congratulations.
Thank you.
That's awesome. Very, very good. And Neon Lord, you're doing the layout?
Just for the Neon Lords section.
What can we expect?
I don't know. I haven't seen it yet.
I didn't start it yet. The check's still in the mail. Oh.
I'm still waiting on. I still got to finish some things. Yeah, like the Ninja City Demon Disco Drug Diorama. Oh, don't act like you know it, because every time we've talked, you've messed it up every time.
I always messed it up. Joe Gillette, Joey G, Joe the artist is in the chat too. Joe is just finishing the finishing touches, inking some beautiful pictures. And there's going to be a whole bunch of original Ninja City art in his Etsy shop coming soon. All right. So make sure you support him there. And everybody was talking about Brad. Check out Brad's Etsy shop. He's practically giving away legendary pieces and so, support the artists. Mark, who's doing your art? You mentioned Brad, right?
So we got our cover artist is a comic book artist, actually, by the name of Cameron Johnson.
Cool.
He's done a lot. He's actually done a lot of cards too, trading cards and stuff. Our interior art is we got some pieces by Mike Hoffman, who's another fantasy artist. The man, the myth, the legend, Chris Torres. He's got a piece in there. And then we have a couple up and comers. They're very young, but oh my goodness, they have some great stuff. So I'll give a shout out to Sid Putz and Zuma Efland.
Awesome.
They are young artists, and we're just gonna support the heck out of them.
I applaud that you're giving some new names some chances to get out there. That's really cool. In this war against AI, it's extremely important to keep those fires burning. Yoder, how about you? Who you got on the pens?
I found this amazing artist actually on Fiverr. Her name is Karina. She's from the Ukraine, and it's just like her work. I mean, if you look on the Kickstarter, it's amazing. Like basically, I told her what's in my head, and she just made a reality. And
so for the uninitiated or those that haven't gone down that path, Josh, could you just explain Fiverr a little bit to everybody? So I think it's really important to get this info out there.
Yeah, thank you, Joe. Yeah, I recommend this to anybody who's not sure or they don't have any, they don't have a lot of artist friends to reach out to. You go on Fiverr, and it's basically a place where people kind of auction their abilities. I actually kind of learned about it because a buddy gets his like Warhammer miniatures painted from people on Fiverr.
Oh, okay.
It's like, I wonder if someone can do this for my book. And I saw her art, and I was immediately drawn to it. She drew like a bunch of Vampire the Masquerade like stuff for people, and I'm like, this is just what I want. And yeah, she produced it amazingly for a great price too.
I saw your cover. I saw the art before I saw the title, and then I put it on. I'm like, oh man, this is just perfect. It's so important to find that artist that can really make your ideas even better. You got to have that connection, because the art can make or break it. But it's been coming up a lot. I've seen in a lot of threads lately, like, hey, I'm just starting out. Where do I find an artist? If I don't have any artist friends, what do I do? But I think that's a really good place to start if you don't know anybody. But I got to tell you, everybody, every time I've done it, I've been surprised. Reach for the stars. Send somebody an email. You never know. They're never going to get offended. It's like, hey, you're awesome. Can I pay you to make me art? And they're going to say, sure, here are my rates. I guarantee you, unless they're booked, nobody's going to say no. It's just how much money do you have in your pocket that you can spend at that point. And remember, you can always work your way up to one of your favorite artists, but there's so many people that you can use before you get there. So don't rush yourself. All right. Invest in that garden of the beginners and take a risk. And maybe you can get a really nice piece, spend that money on one nice piece from somebody that you really look up to. But I've always been surprised the response I get from artists that I've been nervous. I'll tell you, I was nervous to contact them, but they're always, everyone I've had, the big names have always been friendly. They'll give you some fair rates, especially everybody especially in the DCC world. But if not, take Josh's advice and look at Fiverr. I think that's really cool. Very good. Well, Josh, stick around. I'm going to see Elena. I'm not sure what this is. I hope we don't get hacked on Zoom, but I know Greg's out to eat, but can we see who's in there?
How you doing, Joey?
Oh, what do we have? What do we have going on here? What happened to Greg?
You mean that really handsome guy that you saw on the mob mic on Monday night?
Yeah,
nice
the entomologist.
Yeah. He's a cool guy. He's a little straight laced though. It's like, I love DCC. It's a fun game. Very neat.
Yeah.
That kind of stuff. But I'm his creative partner. I'm the fun guy.
The fun guy. And what can we call you, fun guy?
Oh yeah, I'm the bug professor.
The bug professor. I know you from the chat. Hey, Paisan, how you been?
I've been, man.
Oh, you look good. It must be mating season.
Oh no, yeah. Don't bring that up because I'm sorry, honey. I'm supposed to be home, but I'm doing pizza party. Yeah,
wow.
That's weird.
Are those pictures of all your kids in the back there? We got a big family.
Yeah, big family. That's all right. That's the way it goes.
Rest in peace. All right. So Bug Professor, what have you and Greg been up to? Sell us on this project you're working on, man.
Yeah, so we got this thing called the Elixir of Kosamodes.
Whoa.
It's an adventure for DCC. It's for a level 1 adventure. It's a city city adventure that is based on the Body Snatchers by Finney, a
Oh, yeah.
1955 novel by Jack Finney, and then of course was made into a whole bunch of movies like the Invasion of the Body Snatcher, and so yeah, it's got all kinds of cool inspirations from that. If you see me out one time at a con and you see me standing up, and if you've ever seen the 1978 movie version of Invasion of the Body Snatchers, and you've seen Donald Sutherland's famous ending, I don't want to
yeah.
for you, but yeah, I mean, it gets you right there, doesn't it? I love to do this at the table. I'll stand up, and Brian, you might want to block your ears here. I stand up and I go, it just takes them out, man.
One of the best conclusions of a movie ever.
Now, it's beautiful.
I was talking to Greg, Professor, and there's something very special and outre about this work. Now, as a scientist, I hear that you've worked in some experiments, can I call them, into this experience?
Yeah. So, we've been working, and we got to give a physical thing to do. And I want to start off by saying, I'm glad you brought this up, but a lot of people have been asking Greg, and he handles all the business end. Do you have to do this? And you don't have to do it. There's still you can go full theater of the mind here. You can do it on the Zoom if that's the way you play. We're not telling you what to do here, but for those of you who like to, for those forever judges that want to do something a little bit more fun and really mix it up, we put a little bit of a home science experiment in there, and so. Not to go all the way down the rabbit hole here, but at some point your players and your PCs are going to find themselves locked behind a door. And that door is owned by a powerful alchemist. And alchemists don't use keys to unlock their doors. They use elixir keys. And those elixir keys have to be mixed. And if you mix them right, you open the door. And if you mix them wrong, well, you open up another door. It just doesn't lead where you want it to go. So I brought an example of the experiment here. I can show you if you like.
Please, Professor. I would never say no to you.
All right, so it's pretty straightforward. I think a lot of people are kind of afraid of it, and so listen, this is it right here. Get yourself one of these from the grocery store. This is a red cabbage.
Red cabbage.
A red cabbage. Yep. Chop up half of it. Put it in some boiling water. Let it steep for 20 minutes. Pour off the water and keep it. And that's what you're going to end up with here. You'll end up with your elixir. This is the base elixir. I think I wrote on there. Look at that.
That's boiled cabbage water?
That's boiled cabbage water. Get the leaves out. Toss those. You don't need them.
He's not joking, folks. This is the real deal.
There you go. So this is it. Right here's your base elixir. Now, there's a problem. The base elixir doesn't open the door. It's pretty clear. I'll spoil a little bit here, but that one's pretty easy. I'll give that one to you. And it's missing. The reason is it's missing a couple of ingredients, or at least an ingredient or two. You got to figure out how to do that. And that's going to require a little bit of a little training and some luck. So let's go ahead and get this here. So you get your ingredient, pour a little bit in here.
Look at the color on it. Okay.
It helps if you laugh maniacally while you do it. Then you find these around here. I love these. These are little orange juice glasses that I carry. They're plastics. They don't break. They look kind of,
yeah. Look at these. Lord, you got one too.
Yeah. So there you go.
Well,
so,
this is like more monsters in it. But go ahead.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. I'll pour as we go.
Oh, he's gonna pour. Okay, Bug Professor. He's following along with Monster Energy drink. That's probably not gonna go too well for him. Go ahead.
Yeah.
So your players, the way I play this, and you can do it other ways, is I let my players talk about it and decide what they're going to do, and then I hand them these, and I go, all right, here you go, do it. It's kind of fun. But so this is one of the ingredients you can have. Kind of smells like garlic and dirt had a baby. Whew. Anyways, pour this bad boy in here. Let's see what we get.
Oh, look at that.
Look at that.
It changed color.
That's right. And this will then match up to a table that explains what happens when you get this color. Now you can arrive at this color in all kinds of different ways. You can mix other stuff in there. You can, sometimes the old orange drink comes out, and there you go, the off brown, the better. It does all kinds of fun stuff. If you arrive at this color, you get the results on the table.
Wow.
So let's say that's your first one there, and it doesn't maybe go the way you want, or it does. I'm not going to spoil that part.
Yeah. We can't expose too much, Professor.
And so you get another one. Let's try one more time.
All right, so we got cabbage water.
Yep. This is just the base elixir.
Look at the faces of all the people. We're just all watching like Mr. Wizard, and we're 12 years old. This is great.
And see that another thing that the alchemist has done is he's gone a little off his rocker and he's changed all the labels and
I like that. I like that.
Yeah, it makes it a little bit tougher. Can't make it easy for him. Woo! This is good.
Wow.
You don't want to splash this one on your face. Let's see what this one does. Give it a second.
Oh, look at that. Look at that.
Oh, and pow! Magic, baby. Look at that. That's going to clear all the way up. They'll look great.
It's a nice fresh sarsaparilla color right there.
That is a nice sarsaparilla. What's the other one? The iron brew, right? That's what the kids were drinking?
Yeah, iron brew.
I'll tell you what, this is going to make for an awesome con game. I just be very careful with who I play it with. I might end up under the table.
Yeah, can you drink it though?
Everything is safe. Everything is street legal. Nothing too crazy. It's all household available stuff. I did
like
a little
Windex,
poking around. Red cabbage is available in North America, largely through Central America, and then Australia and Europe. But also radishes will work. Red grape leaves, red grape skins will work.
Incredible.
Anything that's got purple produce. It's got purple produce. You can make it work. And all you need is sort of the base sort of household ingredients. These are common household cleaners, diluted down. This is like bleach and 1% bleach and 10% water. A little bit of white vinegar and things like that. You can even get a Sprite out of the can of the drink machine and just pour it right in. It'll turn colors. And so you can use this wherever you want to go. You can squirt a lemon in there. You can do whatever you want. Make it your own.
You have done almost an impossible task that have made me speechless. So I'm looking around the room, the basement right now. All right, look at that. We got Mark, who's talking about A3 and is doing some real classic stuff. All right. We got Josh, who's going aquapunk. We got the Neon Lord from the Neon Apocalypse. And then we got Greg and the Bug Professor going literally to straight science within a module. Can all of us just take a second and realize how lucky we all are to have these friends, to be part of this community? I was on with Michael the other night and Harley was laughing so hard he had tears coming down his cheeks. But I also think it was because of the same thing. Like we're in awe. What a wonderful game idea that Joseph and his team came up with, that it can span everywhere from Mark's classics to Neon Lord and Josh's post-apocalyptic stuff to Greg and the Bug Professors, literally based in science. Woo! This is nuts.
Plus Ninja City.
Well, ninjas. Yeah, I mean, this isn't about me.
And ninjas.
Like everything else is about me. But yeah, and ninjas. So let's talk about this, okay? And Bug Professor, you are funded as well, correct?
Oh yeah, we made it. Yep, and our stretch goals even funded. So we're getting new art from both of my artists.
Oh, beautiful! And who are some of your artists?
So I got a pal down in Philadelphia. His name is Mike Tripoli, and Trip is he's done my cover art. He's done over a dozen pieces of art that run throughout the entire piece, the whole book. And then he's going to do a new splash page for the title page that's going to tie everything together. And then my other one of my other artists, my commissioned artist, is Beth Zarzasti. She's an up and coming youngster, starting to do a lot of cool figure art. And so she's the one who drew the screamers based on the thing. And so she's going to add. She did a male screamer in there that is based on Donald Sutherland. Now she's going to do a female companion that's going to go in the book.
Big Don, I love that, dude. That's awesome.
Yeah, it's really great. Yeah, the sketch is in, and it's already slotted into the layout, so it's ready to go.
Well, congratulations to all of you guys, and to everybody out there, all the guys and gals that are out there. Whether you're doing Zine Quest or not, if you're making something, give yourselves a pat on the back. because it's real easy just to sit on the couch and do nothing. Whether you're drawing, writing, singing, painting, whatever, you got one shot, man. You got one shot. And as the Neon Lord always reminds us of, to paraphrase Mr. Rollins, you know, there's no free time. There's no downtime. There's only time. So make it work. Listen, let's go before I wrap up with a quote from Mr. Fred. Let's go around real quick. Is there something from Zine Quest past that still inspire you to this day? While you all are thinking, I'm going to throw a couple out there. When I first got into this crazy world of zines, and it wasn't Zine Quest, but Crawl. Crawl is, there would not be any Get Haunted stuff without Dak and Crawl. So thanks for that. And then some of my first Zine Quests ever, stuff I picked up, they're still friends of mine. Macabre is still one of my favorites. That's an awesome one. Wolfmanzilla, that guy, I can't wait. I think we're going to see him, Bri. I think he's going to be at the con.
That's what it sounded like.
Ghost Like Crime. Woo! Awesome stuff. Ain Cathane, you got Zog,
Got the
Crater
man Zog.
Valley. Oh man. Great. I mean, there's tons of stuff, right? I'm remembering some of my first experiences with Zine Quest. So thanks to those people and all the artists that contributed to that. Mark, can you think of any Zine Quest pasts?
Well, I mean, like you said, I mean, the man Dak is Crawl was just, you know, a path. I mean, it was just a trailblazer. I mean,
yeah, trailblazer, sure.
And quite honestly, listening to one of his quotes, you know, that Mr. Goodman often recites is he's like, you know, if you got an idea, just do it.
Just do it. Yeah.
he said, you know, no matter how janky, I guess that's the word. No matter how janky you think it is, somebody out there is going to dig it. And that really resonated with me. And it kind of really gave me the idea. Yeah. Hey, let's do this. I think we got some good stories to tell. And I think other people would like that. So
awesome.
Yeah, I got to give it to Carl.
Thank you. How about Josh?
A couple. I loved Raccoon Sky Pirates.
Yeah, that's a great one.
A zine that wasn't on Zine Quest. I just had to check, though. Obviously, I you know, one of the biggest influences for even just because I have this idea in my head for so long. But when I saw Skate Wizards, I was like, all right, there's a market for surfing punks out there, and that kind of inspired me to like, okay, yeah, maybe people also want to play this game too. So I have to name Skate Wizards because it's just phenomenal.
Playing it on Friday nights when we can with my son and his 13-year-old friends. It's basically Skate Wizards, and they're playing inside Chopping Mall, and they're having a blast. It's just, it hits the spot perfectly for those kids. Thanks. Good one. Lord.
Who, me?
Jeez. Yes, you. Neon Lord.
Oh, I was going to be sentimental with mine, Ninja City.
Well, thank you.
Right? I mean, if you really think about it, so like Darkest Dice, we kind of chit-chatted about here and there, you know, like our origin story. I think Ninja City was really like when we actually like, because we talked forever just through Kickstarter.
Yeah, we were going back and forth in the comments.
Yeah, well, even direct message too.
Yep. It was.
Yeah,
love it first Ninja Star.
Yeah, love it first Shuriken for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that was when it like accumulated into more than just mutual admiration, I think.
Well, thank you. And that was a fun project for me too, because I got to reconnect with one of my best friends, Joey G, Joe the artist. Joe and I worked together in New York, and we hadn't seen each other in probably over a decade. And we started talking, and it was just perfect, man. Just reach out to that artist. Reach out to a friend that's good with the pencil.
And soon to be in Neon Lords as well.
What's that?
Joseph.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, yeah. We're talking on the side. Don't worry.
Oh, I didn't know this. Oh, my God. This is beautiful.
Yeah.
I love it. Great. Look, Professor, and what when you and Greg talk around the anthill, what do you what do you guys looking back? What were some fun themes you experienced?
So I'm kind of digging the Terra Stratophene series.
Oh yeah, yeah.
That's looking real good, and that's in Kickstarter. That's in Zine Quest right now too. I don't know what part we're on. It's up there now, but yeah, I'm excited that I'm going to be able to fill in my back issues with the PDFs that they just cleared that stretch goal. So
That's so cool.
yeah, it's really cool.
Well, thank you all very, very much. Best of luck to all of you. You guys are always welcome back on. Let's talk and do like a post Zine Quest to see how everything turned out. I really would love to talk to you, the three of you later on, about what fulfillment was like and what tips you can give to people. You know, there's a lot of questions about shipping, about like even down to how do you pack something well? How do you pack something cheap? What companies you can depend on? All the different ways. You know, you go to the United States Postal Service with a big box of unstamped things like I did the first time, like a knucklehead, with envelopes from the dollar store that busted open basically to every state I sent them through.
Oh no.
Just that kind of stuff, like all the good and the bad that comes with it, because getting funded's one thing, but sending that stuff out, woo!
You know what you need?
What do you need?
If you're gonna do that episode, you need Luau on for that.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's a great one. Let's do let's call it like an indie creator summit. We could do something like that.
It's like no one's ever done that before.
As Elaine is twitching in the back saying, I'm still recovering. You did a wonderful
We
job.
gotta get Micah, DJ Foxy on there too.
Absolutely. We got some great shows coming up this year. We got some really cool things on the burner that's going to be coming down the pike. I've been reaching out to some friends, but if you got something to add, send me an email, lordblood, LORDBLUDD @gmail.com. I hope everybody's taking care of themselves. I want to send a special message out to Spaghetti Land, beaming all of our love and good energy to my good friend Scott Cthulhu out there in Indianapolis. We all love you, man. And don't worry, you're canon. All right, you're canon. You're not going anywhere. And we're going to end with something. Oh, come on. Where are you, Fred? Where are you, Freddie? Hold on. Here we are. All right. The book matches the jacket. You like that, right? All right. Here we go. Let's end with a word from Mr. Rogers' neighborhood before we go out, okay? Practice. When I was learning to play the piano, I made so many mistakes with the music, it didn't sound very good at all. But my parents and my teacher told me that making mistakes was all part of learning. So I just kept at it, and I really enjoy it now. Professor, you got the mug? I got that one too. Is that the one where his sweater changes color with hot water? Yeah, that's a good one. I got that on my desk at work. So listen, I'm very proud of all of you, no matter what you do. And we got something special here. And I'm glad that even though we come from all different walks of life, that we can all get around the table every pizza party and share our love for all things gaming, creativity, and positivity in general. You are special. I love you just the way you are. And I will see you next month on Jolly Roger Pizza Party. Happy Valentine's Day. I love you. Have a good night, everybody. Ciao, paisans.